the real reason you just can never truly just be happy and accept yourself for who you are and accept the life you got is because you're too busy comparing it to social media, and social media is fake. But I can't stress this enough, just how fake social media is. But people, they never, they can never fully wrap their head around it. Like, I can tell you firsthand that I've been in, like certain areas of the online space, especially like the making money space, online money and sales and all that. And the amount of people that are just faking it, trying to sell a dream life to somebody that they're not even close to living themselves. But in the moment, like, you can't go around for the rest of your life just believing everything is fake because you'll miss out on opportunities. And that's the truth of it. You will miss out on certain opportunities if you do have this like negative mind to everything. But you also got to be wise enough to understand when like things are just hyped up and blown completely out of portion, and you can just tell that through characters of people and what they're saying. Um and yeah, I've experienced this myself. I was, for the longest time, to be honest, like I got myself to the point where in the moment I believed what I was doing was right. I thought I was improving my life. And my heart, I thought like, wow, like I'm doing good for myself. But to be honest, the progress stopped probably after like, I don't know, I started back in April 2023. The progress probably stopped by, like the first quarter of January, maybe like a year, if that. Like probably like maybe like the first 6 months, then it just stopped. I ended up just going backwards and becoming somebody that I wasn't. I wasn't necessarily like a bad person. Like, you won't think of me, you won't look at me and talk to me and think like, oh, this guy's a knobhead. But for like the things I was doing, it didn't align with my values and my family's values. I was, I became aware of it. Like, like I became aware of it, but I didn't want to leave it behind because I was doing, like the online stuff for so long. Um, that is all I knew. Like I was doing it for 2 years, probably like 2 months, 2 years to the day, probably. And I probably continued to do things that I wasn't happy doing, but I'd done it because it felt as if I was improving my life rather than just coming home and just sitting watching TV, not really doing anything. When I did have these massive aspirations for my life and I knew what I wanted out of life, I couldn't accept just like giving up. And I thought like, oh well, I've been doing it for like a year now. I can't quit. Like I can't just give up and quit because what am I gonna tell people? So I just carried it on, and then it got to a point where I was like, nah, like this is some bullshit. Like the things they're saying, it was just I couldn't even bear it anymore. And then that's when I got into content and I started to set standards for my own life rather than listening to people and like looking at their success and believing that I had to do the same thing. I was like, you know what, like let me just completely remove myself from this situation and from this circle and start doing things that I believe in, that I know that because like I said, like I knew what I wanted out of life, but it's more just having the courage to walk away from something that you've been doing for so long. And I was making money as well, like not crazy money, like at all. Some, I'd go like months without making anything, then maybe I'd make like £400 or £600, and the next month I'll make £100 or £200, whatever. I was making money, but it wasn't worth it to me. Like I didn't have a life at all, and that was like the worst thing. Like, I didn't realize it at the time. Like I look back, that just the online sales stuff, like it ruled my life. I had no control over my life, And I had some, you know, like 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old, you know, people that, you know, same age as me, telling me like what I got to do. But I believe the hype and the bullshit that this is, you know, this is it, this is how you get out the rat race, is not. Like, maybe it is if that's what you want to do and you enjoy that sort of stuff. And I don't want to, you know, shine too much hate on it, because it did offer me some great things. And the people that I was talking to, they're not, you know, bad people. It's just everyone else is, you know, ridiculous. Yeah, to walk away and then, you know, like, just create content when it's much harder to make money. It was, yeah, difficult, but it was so worth it, because now I have my own standards for my life, and I can do this how I want to do it. I don't have someone else telling me like, oh yeah, you gotta do it this way, you gotta do it that way. I can create, you know, I can have my vision and bring it to life and do something that I want to do. And the standards to my life, they're not low at all. Like, I don't have bad standards. I'm not lazy or nothing like that. It's just doing the things that I want to do and doing them how I want to do it, regardless of, you know, like, not being stubborn in my ways, still, you know, open to growth and new strategies. But like people probably look at my channel and be like, oh yeah, man, like, you gotta have, you know, better thumbnails, better titles, gotta, you know, like, be energetic. But it's not me, that's not who I am. So why am I gonna go out there and do it just because there's a chance of it performing well? People can see through the bullshit. People can see when you're faking it and you're not, it's not really who you are. And yeah, that's the only way you will be happy with your life, is by living your life, understanding that your journey is different to everybody else, and definitely understanding social media is fake a lot of the time. Not everything, because, you know, like, this video isn't fake. This is something that I've been through myself, and I can tell you guys like how you can get around it as well. But yeah, that's all for today, guys, and tune in, you know, for the next video as well.